we're now about to talk about. We're going to talk about the worst Muppet movie. So if you want to hear what the worst Muppet movie is, hang out, because I'm about to tell you. Because Jordan, what do you think the worst Muppet movie is?
I mean, I know what the answer is that you're looking for. It's the Wizard of Oz
It's the
one.
Muppet Wizard of Oz, Jordan.
Could someone spot me?
Disney presents an all-new Muppet movie.
Just follow this road to Emerald City.
The Muppets Wizard of Oz is now on Disney DVD. Dorothy, the Lion, the Tin Thing, and the Scarecrow
Oh, this is the last straw.
No, I see one right here. Hey,
Stop that!
are on a quest to make their wildest dreams come true.
We're on our way to meet the Wizard of Oz, and he's gonna make me a superstar singer.
He's gonna give me a brain.
See, and he'll probably give me lots of money, okay?
With never-before-seen footage, Oz was never like this.
if she finds out you have the super shoes, she'll hunt you down and pry him off your cold dead carcass.
Join Ashanti, Queen Latifah, David Alan Grier, and Quentin Tarantino
You digging it?
in a timeless tale
Take me to meet your wizard.
that will take you down a whole new road.
You're all backwards. I can see my rear end. I must be working out, huh?
I just refuse to believe that any movie past this is worse than this. This is the bottom of the barrel. Now
I can't think of one.
I'm gonna say a bunch of really exceedingly mean things about this movie in about 2 seconds here. But I need to preface this with this: at its core, it's still a Muppet thing. So like, I'm still laughing. It's still funny. I'm still laughing.
In moments.
And like, there's a lot of jokes in this where like, if it weren't the Muppets saying this, I wouldn't take issue with this. It's because the Muppets are saying this. And it's funny because I said, what's wrong with this is it's too crass. And I said, the Muppets aren't crass. And you said, the Muppets are crass. And I said, no. The Muppets, that this is the era of Muppets that is crass. For whatever reason, I've learned during the mid-2000s, like 2001, when did this come out? That was bugging me the whole time I was watching this. When did this come out? I feel like this came out in 2003, 2004. But I want to know for sure, because it will confirm what I have to say about the mid-2000s. Hold on. Shit. Goddamn fingers. Type faster. When did this come out? 2005. So 2005, I learned, it was a plague on fucking culture, because like, for whatever reason, in the mid to early 2000s, we all decided that everything needed to be dirty and crass and aggressive. And like you're like, oh, the Muppets are crass. I'm like, no, Jim Henson era Muppets were not crass. Like, you cannot name me a comparable joke to how do the producers on Girls Gone Wild do it.
I thought it'd be so hard to find an all-American girl with talent.
Yeah! How do the producers of Girls Gone Wild do it?
It's a Kermit.
In any of the Muppet movies prior to this, name me one.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily think they would come in the Muppet movies. I would expect it to come in the Muppet Show, which I know did some stuff that was
Not that crass though. Not crass as compared to its existence in the 1970s. Yes, there are jokes in this that are like adult, that are a bit more tongue in cheek, that are a wink and a nod, that are Muppet jokes. Unfortunately, I knew this was gonna happen. I can't remember any of the specific ones. I'm gonna find them and I'm gonna put them in here. But there.
Oh, there's Ryan. He thinks he's a comedian. Yeah, but his jokes bombed so badly the army tried to put a fuse on him.
There's a couple jokes in this that are like, oh my god, that's funny. That's like there's a bit where they go to how much do you remember the original Wizard of Oz?
she lands in Munchkinland, she finds the Scarecrow, she finds the...
Do you remember the bit where they wind up in the poppy fields and they pass out?
Somewhat, yeah.
In this, that takes the form of the poppy fields are a bar now. They're a biker bar, and the Wicked Witch of the West is the leader of a biker gang, who is in charge of the monkeys. The flying monkeys are her gang members, and they're represented by different Muppets.
That makes sense.
And her assistant is this Italian one this Italian guy who I don't know. He must be a Muppets Tonight character because I don't recognize him from anything. But his whole thing is he's self-aware, and he makes all these really funny self-aware jokes. So there's a bit at the end when Dorothy is going home, and she's trying to find a leader for the flying monkeys, and she points at one of the characters as a monkey, and he goes, "The monkey?"
Guess this is goodbye.
We're really gonna miss you, darling.
Yeah. What? You were the best boss we ever had.
I think it's time for you to be your own boss.
Oh, I don't believe you're gonna do that.
I'm sorry, I'm not following. The monkey gets the hat?
The monkey gets the hat?
The monkey gets the hat.
And he's like, "Yeah, the monkey." It's funny. It's funny. He's got all these really funny self-aware jabs that are funny. But like, there's a joke. Pepe. I cannot stress this enough. Pepe is too horny. He's too horny, Jordan. He's too horny. So okay. Let's go back to the beginning. First thing that's interesting about this is it's not an adaptation of the movie. It's an adaptation of the book. And so there's details that are different. So like, I don't know how much you know of the original Wizard of Oz book, but the slippers are not ruby red in the book; they're silver.
Okay, that doesn't seem like that big of a difference,
It's
but
enough
okay.
of a difference, but that it's just it's different. It's big. There's a reason why they did the.
Well, I mean, they did ruby red rose shoes in the movie because they show up better on camera.
Yeah, they show up better in color. And the witch who.
But the entire point was supposed to be that, like, I think that was a movie where, like, they painted over the panels to make it color, and ruby red was obviously just easier to paint.
There's also more witches. So the witch that gives Dorothy the slippers is not Glinda, the good witch. You know how you're always like in Wizard of Oz, not you, but Bro, you're like, well, how come Glinda didn't tell her that if she just tapped her shoes together and said there's no place like home, she would go home? Why didn't she tell her at the beginning? That's because the witch that gives her the shoes is not Glinda. It's the good witch of the north. Different witch. So at the end of the story, when she's trying to figure out how to go home and the wizard is revealed to be a charlatan, they're like, you need to go to Glinda the good witch. She'll teach you how to get home.
Anyway, is there a bus or something?
No, it's your shoes. They have the power to take you anywhere.
Really? Anywhere? Well, I wish someone would have told me this before these magic shoes gave me these magic blisters.
What? Look, this is how things work in Enchanted Lands. The thing you were looking for was there all along. Jeez! Do you want to get home or not? Thanks, sis. All you have to do is knock your heels together 3 times and command the shoes to take you wherever you wish to go.
And so at the end of this, they go to see Glinda. Glinda is a separate character. I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. That fills in a plot hole from the original movie. Oh, okay, that makes so much sense. Yeah, one of the genius things this movie does is it has Piggy playing all of the witches. So she plays the Wicked Witch of the West, Wicked Witch of the East, the Glinda the Good Witch of the North, and she's hilarious as always. She's very funny. It's funny because in a previous thing I said Eric Jacobson has never had a bad performance as any of these characters. I was wrong. He's in this as Fozzie and he's terrible. Like his Fozzie in this is legitimately bad. Like it sounds like there's a point where they run into him and they're sitting on his tail and he's like, "Get off my tail!" and he yanks his tail away, and it's just Piggy.
Dorothy?
Yeah?
What the? What the? Lion?
Shrimp!
No, prawn.
Oh, prawn.
Oh no! No!
Get!
Oh! Okay!
My tail!
Hey! Get your paws off my prawn!
Like it's just Piggy. There's several points where he screams, and it's Piggy. It's Piggy's scream. He's just doing Piggy, which is interesting because I always thought he did Fozzie first, but it kind of seems like he did Piggy first. But it doesn't sound good. Yeah, there's a joke where Kermit is the scarecrow, and he's hanging off the scarecrow, and he's like, "Have you ever seen the?" He says to this crow, "Have you ever seen the movie The Passion?" And the crow's like, "No, but don't spoil the ending for me." And I was like, out loud, I went, what the fuck? Like, who is this for? Apparently, it was the last movie that the Jim Henson Company and Disney made together before Disney owned the Muppets outright. So it's the last thing that the Jim Henson Company did for the Muppets. And what I kind of gathered is, as much as I said, I don't think Frank Oz understands the Muppets. I don't think this might be a hot take. I don't think Jim Henson's children understand the Muppets. Like, I genuinely don't. I don't think Brian, because this was produced by both of his children, his son and his daughter. And his son went on to make. He's always like, oh, I don't think the Muppets are hard edge enough, and he went to make the Happy Fun Time Murders, which involves Muppets getting jacked off, and I think his memory of the Muppets is being an 8-year-old, a 7-year-old, whatever, 6 or 10-year-old, and being behind the scenes on the Muppet Show and watching the performers do dirty jokes as the Muppets in character. Because the thing about the Muppets is they never break character. So I think his memory is like Gonzo or Kermit saying a dirty, crass joke behind the scenes, and that's what he thinks the Muppets are. But the Muppets aren't doing a joke about dropping acid and watching The Wizard of Oz.
For those of you who have Dark Side of the Moon, press play now.
Like, that's not the kind of humor the Muppets do. Like, I'm not saying they're for children, they're not, but they're not that crass. Does that make sense?
Yeah, they're less, NC-17 and more like PG.
Yeah, to occasionally PG-13. And when they do a PG-13, and those are kind of R-rated jokes. And it's made especially weird because this is a television movie for kids. Like, are the kids laughing at a girls going wild joke? Like, who's that for? I know I keep harping on that, but it's just emblematic of what is wrong with this movie. And then weirdly, there's a scene where out of nowhere they're about to fight the Wicked Witch of the West, and it cuts to Quentin Tarantino and Kermit in a boardroom.
Just as Dorothy and the Wicked Witch charge at each other, bam! Blowout fight scene. The gals whip out these huge samurai swords, and they just tear it up. I'm talking kung fu. I'm talking walking on walls. I'm talking explosions everywhere. I'm talking Oz in flames. Burn, baby, burn. You digging it?
Well, yeah, that sounds a bit violent for a family film.
Okay, cool, okay. We pull back on the fight scene. No explosions, no burn, baby, burn. All right, less kung fu.
Yeah.
But instead, what we have, are you ready?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Morphing.
Morphing?
Morphing, crazy morphing. We're talking Piggy transforming into Gonzo, mutating into Scooter. Scooter turning into a big, busty vampire vixen who explodes in a sea of crimson blood. All done in the classic Japanese anime style, like for the kids?
Sounds expensive.
Okay. Think. I can work with this, just don't worry about it. Think.
And Quentin Tarantino is pitching this really expensive action sequence where he's like, and then ninjas show up and there's a massive explosion and everyone's fighting each other and the cars are exploding. And Kermit's like, yeah, we can't afford that. And like, that's not... I think they wanted Michael Bay because this came out in 2005. I think they wanted Michael Bay but could only get Quentin Tarantino because like, you've now seen enough Quentin Tarantino movies to know that like... He doesn't do explosions. Like, Jordan, do you remember there being an explosion or like a massive explosion in Django or Glorious Bastards? Like, do you remember him being he's really more of a talkie director than he's a big action director.
Spends a lot more time talking than action, right? That's for sure.
Incorrect representation of what Quentin Tarantino movies are. Yeah, it's just, it's funny. It's funny because I keep treating the Muppets as though they're actors. And I'm like, they're bad performances. Like
not their A game. Not their A game.
Not even just like the puppeteers. The puppeteers are phenomenal and the characters are just as believable as ever. but like I'm seeing them as I'm seeing Kermit and the actor Kermit playing the Scarecrow, or I'm seeing the actor Fozzie playing the Cowardly Lion, and I'm like, Fozzie, not your best performance. It's not your
What
best
are you
performance,
doing, Fozzie?
Right?
It's
Like
not your best work.
Like, no, your best work is probably the Muppets. Like that was the most believable, emotional performance you've ever had, Fozzie. This is not good, Fozzie. This is not a good movie. Like I just don't think there's a worse Muppet movie than this. Like this was terrible. Like this was legit a bad movie. Like, it was the kind of experience, and this happened to me twice this week, where I remember. It's funny because even you said I remember hating this as a child.
I absolutely remember
Not as a child,
teenager.
Because I was 15 when this came out. I remember being off-put by this at the age of 15 watching this and not being able to articulate why. And as I was watching this, I was like, I now have the words to articulate why this is bad. Like, the Muppets are secondary characters in this. The first 10 to 12 minutes of it is just Ashante. Oh yeah, there's a joke where Ashante...
I just remember going into this and wanting it to be Muppet Treasure Island level quality.
Exactly.
And it just wasn't.
That. Exactly. It's like a shittier version of that. Like no one is putting in, no one cares. None of them.
Like I wanted a Tim Curry and I got whoever who was playing Dorothy.
It's a Ashante, who is a pop star you don't remember.
Sure.
There's a weird again. I can't. It's interesting. Disney clearly doesn't like Pepe. Like, because you'll notice that Pepe's not around. Bill Beretta, like you're like, okay, Rizzo is not there, but you're like, okay, well they fired Steve Whitmire, so obviously, with Steve Whitmire goes Rizzo, right? Like he performed Rizzo, but Bill Beretta still does all the classic characters, like he does, Dr. Teeth and Rolf and all those guys. But you notice Pepe, who was like a major focus in the 2000s, he was like, hey, he was the one doing the talk show circuit, and he was the one doing interviews. You know, he's gotten shuffled all the way into the back because he's too horny. Like clearly Disney does not like that character, because like there's a moment
he's too Quagmire.
Yeah, like there's so many, like there's a bit in this where the wizard, as part of it, because Dorothy's thing in this is she wants to be famous. That's her thing. The inciting incident of this is she's trying to audition for the Muppets, and so there's a bit where the wizard puts her through his makeup machine, and she comes out and she's Kelly Osbourne.
This is cool. I can work with this.
Look, you've been reborn.
Correction. You've been Osborne.
Good one.
So, what do you guys think?
Well, it's really nice.
It's nice.
Different.
It's
nice.
different.
Different.
But you know, this is the Kelly Osbourne thing. I think that you're doing. But I think we all thought you were going for the more of the hot and sexy Ashanti thing.
Ashanti.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fine, I'll get back in your stupid machine.
And she's like, oh, I would love to be Kelly Osbourne. And all the Muppets are like, nah. Like, what would you rather be Kelly Osbourne or Ashanti? And Pepe is like, well, we were thinking a bit more sexy Ashanti. That's fucking weird. It's weird to think of a Muppet, let alone a King Tron. It's just weird. It's not funny, and it's weird. And I think there are people out there who think that, who love that character, and I'm not going to try to take that away from you, but clearly Disney didn't like that character, and I think he pushes that pushes the envelope too far, and it just doesn't work for me. Yeah, this is the worst Muppet movie. I keep maybe Muppets in Space is worse, but I just don't believe it is.
No, it's not.
Don't believe that it is. Like maybe I think Letters to Santa is the last special they did with Disney, and maybe Letters to Santa is worse than this. I just don't see how it could be. I just don't see how it could be. Like, yeah. Bad, but like not like Yeah. Not make me mad bad, but definitely this.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
I remember this being bad, and I remember I've talked shit about this for years, and it's worse than I remember, and now I have the words to articulate why. and the skill and the analytical ability to disassemble this and talk about what makes this bad. And it's a TV movie and it's not a theatrical movie, and maybe that's why the effort and the budget didn't go to this, but she has a song with them where they're all the Muppets sound like they're out of tune, like they all sound like they're flat, and it's weird, because Kermit, even as worse, sounds good when he sings, but he's flat. Fozzie is flat, sharp for a lot of the songs where you're like, oh, he sounds bad. It's weird, bad. Anyway, that's the Muppets Wizard of Oz. Worst Muppet movie. Hey there, everybody. It's N-Card Justin here. Let me know down in the comments. Do you think there's a worst Muppet movie? I don't think there's a worst Muppet movie. This is pretty definitively the worst Muppet movie, right? But let me know what you're thinking down in the comments down below. But in the meantime, if you'd like to see the full podcast from our Magic Special, click the box on the left. Or if you just want to see a random video that YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy, click the box on the right. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. We put new videos out 7 days a week. So you can just leave this video a like. That helps us out too. We'll see you all in the next video, everybody. Have a good day.